Hey Nashies, we're back! Woohoo! Nashville's here, we're here at AFTERBUZZ TV, and we're gonna break down the first 2 episodes of the new season. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
Woohoo! Oh, that sound just sounds so good, doesn't it?
So good.
Hey guys, welcome to the Nashville After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. I am one of your hosts, JJ Jurgens, and I'm joined here tonight by the other lovely co-host.
Yes, hello everyone, Marisa Serafini.
Not calling myself a lovely co-host, I should have said one of
But
the
you
others.
are
I was
truly
referring
lovely.
to usually we have more others in the panel, so we're a little sad we're not bringing everybody back for you here tonight, but next week
They'll be back.
everyone will be,
They'll be
holidays, everybody's still kind of traveling and work, but next week
We're still here.
we are here and we are pumped up and excited about it, so we'll
It was
just
a great premiere.
yeah. So yeah, just give me quickly your overall thoughts. Nashville's back. How are you feeling about it?
I'm so excited. I mean, you all know that like we were also really sad when Nashville got canceled and really happy when CMT picked it up. And I'm so glad watching it, nothing changed. Like some things felt newer, felt fresh, but the characters didn't change, the story didn't change. Like you couldn't really tell like the difference between someone else's work compared to someone else's. And I loved it. I loved it. We picked up literally right where we left off.
You had mentioned that maybe you thought some of the lighting was actually even a little bit better. Like maybe there was some little more time put in some of the setups, but you thought it looked well. It looked very nice.
I think the production value kind of stepped up its game a little bit because ABC, you know, as great as they are, they pump out a lot of content. But I think CMT, they have less amount of original programming, so I think they can actually spend the time to take to set up a shot. And it looked beautiful. Like the whole first episode, I kept thinking, I was like, wow, that's a great shot. You know, like the lighting and I think the production value and the cinematography just looked great.
Yeah.
It really felt like Nashville.
And it felt moody and it felt, yeah, I agree with you. I think the one thing I said to you too that I think I noticed a little bit was I felt there was a little more humor too. I felt like maybe they sat on some of the scenes a little longer, especially I think with, and maybe because the relationship's going better these days with Deacon and Rayna. But I don't know, I felt a little more like fun, like real life sarcasm and little hints of, you know,
levity.
Yeah, I liked having, exactly. All right, well, so let's start with the first episode called The Wayfaring Stranger. So this one kind of, we get to find out now what's going on with everybody. So right away we get to the accident and find out that Juliette is alive.
Yes.
So, woohoo.
Yes, I mean, honestly, they can't kill Juliette. She is the star of the show. So I'm glad that she's okay, but I'm glad they put her in a, you know, position where she has to actually take the time to heal and reflect on her life, and I think that's what she needs, because I think she's been so busy every time something big and major happens to her, she's always constantly rushing. We can kind of try to see her trying to rush her rehabilitation stages, but she's actually taking the time to like heal her inner self, which I think she needs.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I like the way that they have written this, because I think, you know, to have put her like in a coma for a while or have done something like that would have been kind of disappointing.
Too soap opera.
Yeah, but then to have her just be fine. I really like this. I think and it also is going to show us a new side to her, you know, where she's struggling and questioning why she was the only survivor, and especially after she had felt like she had done so many bad things and been a bad person, and, you know, why is she alive? So I like having Juliette have something big like this to kind of, because, you know, she always kills the scenes and is so good. So I think having her kind of character going through this, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Absolutely. And it's like, and I think it's not really a prediction, but like we can definitely see the survivor's guilt like starting to brew. I mean, they kind of touched a little bit, and she questioned why she was the only one who survived. But I think we'll get into more episodes in the future where it will really delve into like why. Yeah, like how it really affects her.
I like seeing how we could start to see how I like the moment when Avery takes her out there when she wants to go out to the scene, and how he carries her, and I just think it's really opening up a lot of great little moments here along the way with this.
I loved Avery and her together in this episode. They're just so good. Everything that they've been through, especially this is just another obstacle in Juliette's life, but the fact that Avery's there and being as supportive as he always is. I just love it. And like there was a line, I can't really quote exactly what she said, but she's like, this is me, and this is like basically this is who I am, and it's going to be kind of a long road ahead of them. But Avery's like, yep, I'm going to stick it through with you because I love you in that way. I love it. He has a lot of patience for her.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
I don't know anyone else who would after everything that we've seen, but like he truly loves her to go through all this with him.
Yeah, and I really hope in this season that she recognizes that. You know, I mean, I know we started to see her start to do that, but I really hope she does, because she would have a tough time finding somebody who is as patient and as understanding and loving towards her as he is.
Well, I hope this like might be another. We're always hoping that like everything that she tries when she becomes humble and stuff, like this will forever change her, but hopefully this is like a big enough thing in her life where she actually will truly change her ways and won't be as a terrible monster as she can be, you know.
Yeah, I think so, because if you had her now drinking after this, it would just be such a, you know.
Contrived.
So yeah, exactly. So I'm really hoping that we won't see that again. I think we might just see more of the guilt and more of her going through that kind of a transition. But hopefully no more of the boozing it up and that kind of reckless behavior
Hopefully
from her.
not. Changing her ways, turning a new leaf. More so.
Yes. So we also found out in that first one, so we realized that Maddie did get out of the contract. So they said that cost $275,000 to get her out of that. So I think that's why Rayna's she's struggling a little bit with the business now, and Rayna herself is just kind of in a struggle, feeling like she's been on this roller coaster doing all of these things and kind of losing herself and losing her love for doing something that she loves instead of just doing all this work stuff.
Right, and that's so understandable. And it's like not just in music industry, but like in any industry really, when like you just get so caught up in your everyday work, in and out, like your whole day, and that's all you think about, and you lose the passion for it. It's just something you do. It's not something you love.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I think that's totally relatable, and especially for her amazing career that she's had. I like she's at that point where she can realize, like, oh, hey, I'm just working. I'm not doing what I set out to do when I was younger, which is really why I got into this industry, is because I actually loved the music and the passion and craft. And I like she's bringing it back.
Yeah, and I think probably, what's hard too is part of the reason she wanted to do the label was to, be able to mentor younger artists and people who she, I think, saw herself in too, different, but it seems that since the music industry was changing for her, that now she's dealing with these YouTubers and different kind of, not that they're not talented, but I think she's struggling with not getting to maybe even work with the type of people that she thought she would get to work with. It's more about the full package and the marketing and the what's going to sell. And you can't make money just on streaming it, or make money on with as they did before with albums and stuff. So I think that's a shift for her too, like thinking, oh, I'm in this business now, but it's not that's not even going as like I thought it was going to be.
Right. And I think that's like the YouTubers, the different demographics she has to face that she didn't really think she'd be facing. We had the YouTubers, we had the person in Silicon Valley with all like that whole audience.
Zach Wells, the app guy,
like people in technology who might have an appreciation for music but not really love country music. So all these different types of light that she has to deal with, who doesn't understand the actual art that goes into her music, and I think she realized that. And
we see her struggling with having some panic attacks also while she's flying to that. Yeah.
Was that a surprise to you?
That was a surprise to me.
Like, where did that come from? I mean, we obviously know with Juliette and her crash, but how do you think that was big enough to affect Rayna? Because I felt like that was a weird connection for her, just to have a fear out of planes for it to not go anywhere. This storyline literally ended up nowhere.
Yeah. No, I kind of agree with you. That was, maybe one of the ones struggled with a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Only because, I mean, I can understand if you witness something else that was like, oh, hey, that could have been me. That could have been my plane, whatever. Like, I understand, like, that's an innate fear. Literally, I just flew yesterday on a plane, and I'm glad I watched this episode today and not yesterday. But it's like, I didn't believe that she could develop such a paralyzing fear just so Deacon can come out and talk to her, just to have this realization that, hey, this isn't what I want to be doing with my life. I was like, if that's the thing that had to force her to realize, you know, she wants to change her ways in music, I think there could have been something else for her to realize that.
I think it might have just been too that, like, so this traumatic thing happened, and she was with Juliette, and, you know, it's so kind of still trying to be there to support her, and then going through the thinking that, yes, this could be me. This could have been me at any time with my girl. I lose my, you know, life and my girls. So I'm sure I mean, I get it a little bit. I don't know if I loved it on the show, but I do see how it could happen. And I think what Deacon was saying too is, like, she's at a vulnerable point because she's exhausted and she's tired and stuff from work. So when you're run down like that, then you are more susceptible for those types of things to
emotions just get the best of you.
Exactly. So then I think she'd be surprised by having some sort of panic attack. So I think it is justified. I mean, I love the fact that it got us to just see more of why we love Deacon so much. I mean,
goodness.
the fact that the guy. I mean, how perfect is he in these 2 episodes?
He's too
right?
good. He's such a man.
And you know, we could talk about him for like the rest of the. We don't have a clock going, so we might talk forever. It's just, I like the fact that he got on the plane, flew out there to see her, because, you know, was going to be willing to help her get on that plane or drive back with her or do whatever she needed.
What a man. I mean, who does that? No man will fly across the country just to convince you to get back on a plane to come back.
Where are all the Deacons?
Seriously.
Where?
Seriously. Come on, guys.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I love this. I mean, I just wanted to just, like, kiss him right then and there.
I know, right? That was a nice.
But no, it just shows, like, how much he loves her.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I do too. I really enjoyed them in these first 2 episodes too. Like, I liked, it was nice to, I mean, we started to get to an area I thought, oh no, we're going back into the same, you know, but before, I just like to see them actually nice and cuddling on the couch and being like just a normal couple, you know. It was refreshing to see. Look at them.
Absolutely.
We've been on a long journey with them.
And he does. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So anything else in that first episode, or should we just get to the?
Well, in the first episode, we had, you know, the girls.
Oh yeah,
Maddie and Daphne.
Yep. So Maddie starts out still being mean to Daphne in the first.
Such a teenager, which I was like, okay, yes, granted, only like 3/4 of the year has passed, I guess, or well, technically in time, real time with their show. It was only like 3 months, or 3 weeks. Sorry,
3 weeks.
So she's still a teenager, still in that kind of love hate relationship with her sister. It's just like, do we really have to start off the relationship in this season still hating each other? That's
what got me at first too. I was like, because I think since we've had the break too, you had to remind yourself that it was only 3 weeks, you know, because you do think, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh no, I'm like, haven't they grown up at all? They're still in the same point where they're fighting, because it just got a little tough sometimes. We were always like, they're still fighting, and she was so mean to her before. So then I thought, let's let her sing this cute little song. Let's see what she's gonna add to it. So I did like the way they pulled that together, and that was not till the second episode. Sorry, they start to blend together when you watch it back to back like that.
That was in the first episode.
The first 2.
I love how Scarlett helped Maddie come around and realize what she's been doing. It's like, Daphne wasn't doing it to be mean or like to take credit for the song. Like, she did it because, again, she has the music and the passion and the talent, an amazing singer voice, to write this song and help Maddie along.
Yeah, and I like the way she said it. You know, we call it collaboration, and it is true. It's like, it's hard to be creative all the time, and you sometimes it's nice to have somebody who hasn't been like staring at it for the hours.
Fresh eyes. Or fresh ears, in their opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was glad that it all came around too.
Yeah, and again, I think this goes off of my long prediction last time was that I can totally see them doing a duet album together, because them singing that song, oh my goodness, chills.
Yeah,
chills.
Every time they sing together, so good.
So
yeah,
amazing. And like, I want to download that song right now. Their voices are just beautiful.
I mean, love, they never disappoint with the music.
Nope.
Great songs in these first 2 episodes as well. Like, I mean, we got our Scarlett and Gunnar song. We got, you know, Deacons. We'll talk about that one later. But yeah, so I think they did a really good job, too, of kind of, in these first 2 episodes, really weaving all the storylines kind of in there and getting us back up to speed with... It was a good balance, I felt. You know, we see in the second episode, we get to see more of Will. I don't know. I thought they kind
I think
of
for
brought
the
everything
first
together.
episode, it was a really easy episode to transition and ease back into the show. It was like it wasn't overwhelming where they throw you with so many storylines. This is what's happening. Follow along. But I think it was a great episode to come back to.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's kind of move a little bit on into the second one. But let's talk about, so we find out that Scarlett and Gunnar are finally an item moving forward. What are your thoughts on that one?
Official. I was happy. I love them two together, because when they sing, that's like fireworks, magic. I love that. But of course, Scarlett has to always think of something to sabotage the relationship. It's like, Scarlett, girl, can you just be happy for 1 minute with your man? Why do you always have to find like the littlest thing to blow it up and ruin a good thing? Well, like, why find the one dot amongst everything else that's beautiful?
Yeah. As we were watching this, I wish you could have seen Marisa, because she was just
frustrating.
And it was too. I was right there with you. Like, it was like, just be happy for 5 minutes, for, you know, just go have sex and enjoy it. Like, have fun together.
Seriously.
It was tough to.
She managed to find the one thorn amongst like a whole bush of roses. I'm like, come on, girl.
Yeah, I agree. But I am glad at least that they didn't drag this out, because I thought, oh no, like the way it was starting, I thought, oh, we're gonna drag this out now. Like we thought they were, because we were all like, yay, when they're back together. And I thought, oh no, here we're gonna go the next 3 episodes. It's gonna take to get them back together now, because she's gonna be upset about this song. And then when Gunnar pouted and, you know, stormed out the kitchen, I thought, oh gosh,
yeah, they're still gonna be the exes,
right?
Blah, blah, blah.
And somebody knew he's gonna hook up with or come in, or so. I like at least that, you know, and I thought it was a very real conversation that she had with Deacon, worrying about that, you know, part of her mother coming out in her, because I don't know about you, but I've had those things too. You see that you start to see some traits that you don't necessarily like, that you notice, and you're like, oh, I don't want to be that. And then you see yourself doing it, and you're like, oh, I am exactly that, what I don't like, you know. So I thought that was a very real, you know, conversation too, and at least good thought for her to be like figuring things out.
Absolutely. And I love that she's self-aware of that, compared to someone else telling her that she's like her mother.
Yes.
Like, and it's also like, when you have that realization, you do the things that you have, and you have learned. She learned that from her mother, therefore she does it. So that was relatable, and I'm glad she got to the point of where she was in the wrong and she came around. But I just hope this isn't, I mean, she's done it a few times now. It's just kind of tiring again.
Yeah.
Can they be happy for 5 minutes, please, without something else ruining them?
Yeah, I hope. I mean, yes, give us a little bit of that this season. Please. You know, at least don't do anything till the very end.
Right.
Yeah, because I thought it was great when he changed the lyric to blue eyes instead of, you know,
golden
we were like,
eyes.
oh, lovely.
Although during their argument, she did bring up a good point. Like, every girl that he's been dating have been like people that she's been associated with, and like is always around. And I don't think it was out of like spite, Gunnar choosing these type of women. They just coincidentally are in the same industry, so you're gonna be seeing them over and over again. Not to flash in front of her face and make her jealous.
Yeah, like I agree. Like I don't think he did it on purpose at all to like try to make her jealous. But I think she had a very valid point that even if you didn't do it on purpose, it was still hurtful, and I still had to go through that. And it wasn't just one. I mean, it was her best friend, and then it was a couple different coworkers.
So
manager. I mean, so I thought she had a very legitimate point on that too. So I had to give her credit for, it's understandable that she, is hesitant and still hurt too. Like thinking, oh, well, if we do fight, was he just going to go find the neighbor or, like somebody else that's, so I don't think she was fully to blame for, I mean, I don't blame her for, she has some good, justified points.
Yeah, definitely justified. I love their song. Yeah. All of Me.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another song that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, they sound so good together. Yeah.
And that was acoustic too. I was like, that wasn't produced. And even like Maddie and Daphne's performance was acoustic. How talented they are with such little amount of effort.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Those are my favorite, those. I acoustic. Yeah, so good.
So good.
I also like so we see Scarlett and we had a lot of moments between Scarlett and Deacon too. So I think it's cool to see their like good relationship, and I like how they kind of call each other out on their crap too.
Totally. Scarlett was great with Deacon because it's like she just tells it like it is, and I think Deacon is like the only person she can actually truly be like that. When it comes to like other people, I see a lot of insecurities within her, and I think that's what makes her, nervous or jealous because of her own personal insecurities. But when it comes to Deacon, like she tells it like it is.
Yeah.
And he listens though. That's the thing. They actually tell each other and they listen to each other.
I like it.
So good.
Yep. All right, so let's talk. We find out that Will he's having his birthday, and he's an item with in a relationship with Kevin still.
Aw,
so that's
Kevin.
sweet, right? We all like Kevin here.
Yes, we do like Kevin. Yeah. I'm glad that they're still together. Their relationship. Wow, it took a big step up in like just trust, and where they're like really more serious about each other and solidified as a couple.
Well, they were, Well, they were.
I mean,
We'll get there. So we started out that they really are, and I just knew when what was his name again?
Jacob.
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 Just not good when he came over that. He was too aggressive with the birthday and blowing out his candle and making his wish for him. So, but I thought, again, like Kevin handled that well. Like he didn't just get jealous and storm off, and he just, I like that they talked about it, and he, didn't tell him not to go over there and get suits. He encouraged him and was like, I trust you, and I thought.
I like that. Because that takes a lot of someone to trust your other person in the relationship. It works, like two different people are working at this.
Yeah.
And the fact that Kevin trusts him enough to do it and encouraged it. But to also see Will on his end of what happened.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta give it to Will too, because I actually questioned it for a minute. I trusted Kevin, I didn't trust Will.
I didn't either. I thought Will was gonna actually go for it at the end there. I thought.
Oh, it almost went there.
Yeah.
He kind of let it get close enough to the point where he's finally said no.
Yeah.
Good on you, Will.
Now, do you think he had his whole question asking Gunnar if he should have told him that he thought about it? What are your thoughts on that? Should he have mentioned anything or just let it go?
Yeah, I say let it go.
Yeah.
Because Will ultimately did say no. And that's all you need to know, honestly.
I agree with that one. I think it's human nature to maybe have thoughts, I think everybody but the fact that he said no and didn't do anything, I think to come home and just say that I had thoughts is not gonna, it's gonna hurt the relationship, and there's no reason to hurt it since he didn't do anything. Like Ryan, he's not like, he's still in love with Kevin. He just admitted that, well, I did think about it for a minute, Yeah. I think that's natural.
And I like the fact that they are thinking of getting a place together.
Yeah.
And maybe a dog. I wasn't sure about that end shot, like when they actually hugged and embraced, and then like Will's face still was questioning, or maybe he just felt naturally guilty for what he just went through.
That face worried me too, because I thought that face felt to me like he was just covering up that now he actually does maybe want to pursue something with Jacob, or is still thinking about it more than he wants to admit. And I felt like now he's just kind of doing I don't know, getting the house, saying that he should do these steps just because he feels like he should, and then that'll make it better, and that'll make him not think about this other guy.
Yeah,
when I
think
feel
that's
like,
the
oh, it's gonna come. I'm gonna save that for predictions.
No, I think that's the latter. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that face.
That scene with Jacob, though, I was like, both of them alone in a bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm like,
a beautiful bedroom.
on.
That room was amazing.
Gorgeous bedroom.
Yeah.
But like alone in a bedroom.
Yeah.
You know where this is going.
Yeah. Of course, the suits have to be right in the
Right
bedroom,
there.
right next to this gorgeous, inviting bed.
Great lighting.
Yeah. It was.
That's a great lit room right there. But yeah.
It was.
I'm glad nothing happened.
Yes.
So, do you think
Me too.
Jacob will stick around though? Will he still like be an issue?
I think we might see him again.
Okay. I hope not.
I hope not either, but I feel like we might.
I don't know what else he would add to the show.
True. Only if it's
Will
like later.
unless like Will really does kind of want to be with him, and then that's like ruins their relationship with Kevin. Let's not hope that.
That's what I'm afraid of. Okay, moving on. All right, let's see. So we did have. So in the second episode, Juliet does go track down Haley, who is the woman that saved her.
Yeah, I mean that was the introduction of Haley when Juliet got rescued from the airplane. Awesome shot again with well lit. Yeah, I noticed the production. But this shot where like she opens up the blanket and actually looks like an angel. Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah, very
but
cool.
the fact that that makes Juliet act kind of differently, but in a good way. Like she's seeking out this woman just to say thank you. That felt genuine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it too, and I love that this woman, doesn't want to be in the limelight and didn't want to have, any sort of real public recognition for finding her and all that. So yeah, I think this would be a good relationship for Juliet too, or a good
Friendship.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that Juliet's not used to, or someone else actually genuinely helping her out with not wanting anything else in return. Because her industry and everyone who's tried to help her always wants something for her, and the fact that this woman did something and actually isn't, wanting anything, I think that kind of appeals to her more.
I do too, and I think that'll help, her. The compassion, and I think the kind of energy that she'll get from this relationship too will help her, I think, be a better mother and have a better relationship with Avery too. Just like learn a little more. I don't know. I feel good, positive vibes coming this way for a while.
Good things
Hopefully.
can come out of this, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that, and she has a beautiful voice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Haley Lee.
Was it Hallie?
No, Hannah Lee. Sorry,
Hannah Lee. Yeah.
Hannah Lee, who goes by Hallie.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Amazing voice, which I kind of have a prediction.
All right, we
When it
actually have
comes
some
to that.
predictions this time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So before we go to predictions, let's see what else about that episode.
Rayna and Deacon.
Rayna, yes.
Duet album? I'm all for it. Are you?
Oh, totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
I tweeted the live tweet. We'll buy that thing. I definitely want to hear that album.
Did you? I
Yeah.
would totally buy that album. Can you imagine like the chemistry and the songs? They're just amazing performing together. But a whole album about, we as watchers know about their life, but to put that in song form, in music form, it's like I think you can get more emotion out of it.
Yeah. What did you think about the kind of path that they took to coming together to do the album, with kind of getting in another fight again, and then we see, Deacon kind of saying it's always, it's your way.
I think it's totally understandable, though. They've had their ups and downs, and I think Deacon, it takes a lot for Deacon, and I found this very manly, to realize, like, yeah, he is the side man. This is Rayna's world, and, like, he lives in it. Like, it takes a lot to be self-aware of that and admit it. And I like that, and that's sexy.
Yep.
I'm all for Deacon. But, like, I understand, because their relationship hasn't been the greatest, and so it's to be expected that Deacon would be kind of wary about it.
I totally agree, and I think and I liked how he was communicating. Like, he was telling her what he was thinking and what he was, feeling about the hesitations, saying that, like, he hasn't been happy for a long time, and he's finally, now happy. So then to ask him to go back to revisit a lot of those points, too, I think is possibly opening a can of worms too, if he goes back and really goes to those dark places and writes about those feelings and stuff. It is kind of risky as well. So I like that he was being honest. I didn't like when he was being honest and then she like walks out again, because I felt like that's what we've seen a lot of the years.
She didn't want to hear it, so she walked out. Like, no, Rayna.
Yeah,
you wanted to talk, and he's talking, so now listen to him.
Right.
But I think that's also goes apart. Like, Rayna only hears what she wants to.
And we've seen that over the years, and just yes, Deacon has his faults, but she has also been pretty strong in her way in kind of the relationship arguments and situations. So I did like that at least we see that again, but then again they come back at the end and she, admits that she was wrong in this time. So I think we're getting a lot of people kind of owning up to their own stuff, and being called out on it, but then thinking about it and then being like, yep, they're right and I was wrong. And
exactly, it's that self-realization, but also doing something about it. That's what I appreciate in all the characters, that they're actively trying to change their ways because they realize what they've done. I love that, and I'm glad. Yeah, it took some arguing, but what frustrated me the most was like how pushy Rayna was.
Yes.
Like the fact she wasn't really listening. She didn't give him proper time to think about it. Like, we already knew what she wanted. She wanted this album. She was just like literally kind of forcing his hand to say yes. But it's like, do it.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, again, I get both sides. I get that she took this long road trip to clear her head and figure out like what was missing in her life, and then she's found it and had this great moment of really knowing she loved him and wanted to spend more time and do so it's sweet on one hand, but at the same time coming back realizing that Deacon didn't just take that road trip with you, and he gave you the space to do it. He's been back with the kids, and he's just because you're ready for that doesn't mean he immediately has to be right at the same point you are. Ready for So yeah. And when she got so upset when he was going to work on that other side gig, for a while too, and he's like, well, it's only 3 weeks, and yeah. So, but it all comes together, and we get one of the most beautiful songs I think we've heard in a long time.
Oh, it's so good. You should have seen us watching this episode.
I was a little teary-eyed on that last song.
So good. There's nothing else to say.
His face too, like he's the best actor, like just so intense. Like you can just see all the love and the pain and the everything in his eyes when he was singing that song. It's just amazing.
And he's singing like right to you, like right through your soul.
Yeah,
honestly. And yeah, the emotions were just there. And after everything that we heard them argue about, all that was epitomized in that one half of a song.
Yeah, and you could see it in her eyes too, like affecting her, and but that was great. Great way to end.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from those 2 episodes?
So good. No, I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think so too. What a lot of fun. We're so happy that it's back. All right, well, we kept saying a couple predictions, so let's do some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Oh, I have a few.
All right.
Okay. I think the whole Juliette finding Hannah Lee, a.k.a. Hallie, I think Juliette might turn a new leaf and go to gospel.
Ah, that's a good one.
Country music, she might start an album with gospel
That's
music.
a good one.
Or do a collaboration.
Yeah.
In like gospel-esque theme. That'd be great. And she has a great voice. She could totally do it. And to expand her fan base, I mean, like she's kind of had ups and downs with her own audience who follow her. I think this could broaden her a bit. Rather than country, you can also do gospel. Open up her eyes.
Good one.
I think this album with Rayna and Deacon is going to be amazing. But there was, I don't know about you, but in like the whole first episode and the second episode, I felt there were moments where Rayna was really questioning her career. Because in the first one, she's like, well, not going to be an artist anymore. Like, she was losing the creativity. Like, why do something? And I just felt there were moments where Rayna could have said, like, I want out. I think, and I don't want to say this, I hate saying this, especially as the premiere, but I feel like Rayna's like on her slow way out.
Out of music or out of
music, or like or just singing. I mean, she still loves music, but like out of her career.
See,
like retiring, like on the path to retiring.
I feel that she's going to she's on her way out of the record label. I feel like she's going to keep it going, maybe like in her name, but put somebody else in charge of it. But I feel like she doesn't want to be in the day-to-day, like, you know, looking up YouTube. Yeah, like I don't feel like she wants to be looking for new artists. And you know, I think the album's going to be a huge success too. I think it's going to just be like, and I think it's going to blow sales away. You know, like do just huge sales because they're not expecting it to, and there's probably going to be like a lot of marketing because, like Deacon said, like why don't they get it to McGraw or Stapleton or something? Right. So I think it's going to be huge, and then I think she's going to kind of retire out of the company and then just do music that she wants to do, like when she wants to do it with people like him or other people that she wants to collaborate with. But
okay, I like that too. Yeah, I could see like this album being her last one and go off on a bang like that. Yeah, like I hate to say it because like she's obviously a big character and we don't want to see our big character like leave her career. Yeah. But I don't know. I just felt there were just small nuggets placed throughout both of these episodes. It feels like she's like mentally checking out.
Yeah, I feel like she's maybe over like the whole big stadium tours now and like the, you know, singing in front of. She doesn't want to sing in front of a thing for what's his name for Zach. For Zach, where nobody appreciates or is listening. They're just, yeah. So
I would have been so frustrated doing that. I was so frustrated for her. Yeah, it's like, so disrespectful. And like I don't know if that was a reflection of the millennials or it was just that demographic.
Yeah.
Not to say anything's wrong with people who are big on technology, but it was just so painful to watch.
There is rooms. I was in a room like that once for somebody, and it was painful that like people just talking. You couldn't. And you feel so sorry for her. So I don't know if that is just the generation, the times now that people just get distracted. You know, but yeah, it's totally rude to do. Okay, any other predictions yet?
No.
Okay,
that's that.
I think that. I do think that Will is going to mess up the relationship with Kevin. And I don't know if it's going to be back with the suit guy. I almost feel like he might have... I don't think the suit guy is ever going to be like a boyfriend, but I feel like he may give in one night and just show up at that... I don't know. He'll show up at his house or I just...
Okay.
I don't know who else it would be, you know, and I don't think it's going to be somebody... Yeah, I just think he might get caught up in now that, like, you know, he had all those fans, people yelling for him at the show he was doing. Great
like
song for him, too.
Yeah. That he wants.
Which I hate to see because I feel like it's been such a fight to get him back up singing and that Kevin's been so good for him and supportive that I don't want to see him do that to him. I'd rather have them get the house and the dog in the studio. So let's hope I'm wrong on that one. We saw in the teaser a little bit that, so we're kind of thinking Zach is going to maybe end up being a stalker since we realized...
Yeah, maybe a stalker. Or
you think he gave the flowers, right?
Yes, I think he gave the flowers because we saw that shady shot at the end.
Yeah.
We're listening to Rayna's music in the car, but there's a gunshot to the windshield. What happened? Is he like a mentally crazy stalker? Because he said probably like 3 to 4 different times, "I'm your biggest fan. I love you." Like very stalker.
That's what made me nervous too. They did say it that many times, and I was like, okay,
we haven't really dealt with stalker storyline.
No. I think it's a good storyline.
It is a good storyline.
I would welcome it, you know?
Absolutely. Oh.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Dark and twisted.
Yeah, I definitely like it because I think that's good, especially now when Deacon and Rayna are doing so well. Yeah, we don't want anything to be with them really storyline, but if this other like stalker in the house or what, I mean, it could get good and scary.
Drama.
All right, I don't think I had any others other than those.
All right.
So I think that wraps us up for tonight, huh?
Yep.
Oh, you guys, we're so glad we're back. So we can't wait to hear your comments and, you know, tweet along and let us know what you guys thought of these episodes. We love to read what you guys have to say. We love that this conversation is back and we're here talking about it. We're glad that that wasn't our last season.
I know,
So
we were so unsure last season.
Yeah,
literally our last episode, we were like, we don't know if we're coming back.
that was sad.
That was. We drank moonshine to deal with it.
Yeah, so thank you, Nashies, actually, for you guys, the power that you guys have to bring the show that you love back, and we love it. Gets us back here, so thank you for doing that.
And thank you, CMT.
Yes, thank you, CMT.
Thank you, CMT.
Of course.
Honestly.
Yeah, good one. All right, where can everybody follow you at?
Everyone can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
All right, you guys can follow me at JJ and JJ.Jurgens on Instagram. All right, well, thanks so much. That's a wrap for us tonight. We will see you here again next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.